next speaker, Amy Sinton. I will have my colleague, Ms. Chaitanya, introduce Ms. Sinton to you.
Hello.
Hello, Ms. Sinton. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Lovely to join you.
Thank you. So let me have a quick introduction. Ms. Sinton is a renowned life and business coach with over 3 years of experience in the field. She specializes in management and leadership and is an advanced coach who coaches both individuals and teams. Ms. Sinton also offers business training and coaching for corporations. We are delighted to have you with us today, Ms. Sinton, and we are eagerly await your insightful speech. The stage is all yours. All of us, Sinton.
Thank you very much. So it's a delight to be with all of you today. My name is Amy Sinton. I'm half English, half Polish. I have been a coach for over 3 years. I'm a mom of 3. I have a specialization from Harvard Business School Online in management and leadership. And I wish to speak with you about some of the challenges that women face while creating a professional career for themselves. So why do women face difficulties with creating a career? Why do intelligent, competent, capable women face issues, bring themselves down, and limit themselves when trying to pursue a career in any kind of a profession? I think that also the thing that limits women is when they think of a professional career, they think it means, hours in the office, lack of work-life balance, lack of possibility to have children, necessity to fight for promotions, lack of work-life balance, unhealthy environment. It means having to have, all kinds of things such as master's degree, MBA, years of experience, and they bring themselves down a lot by this. I will tell you that I only started my career after having 3 children. I was a stay-at-home mom for many years, and already I have been in Forbes People. I have won multiple awards, and this all came from my determination, my hard work, and not giving up. And I will tell you that if you're in such a place that you're thinking that you do wish to pursue a professional career as a woman, but you're not sure if you can do it, I will tell you that yes, you can. Yes, you definitely can. And you just have to be focused, you have to set goals, and you have to go after them in your own time, whenever you want, whenever you can, and just make sure that you commit to doing it, and you can do anything that you want. I do understand that some women lack support and they lack certain opportunities, and it's important to figure out how to create such opportunities and how to create certain situations for yourself. This is why coaching can be of so much support to many people, because you can figure out different options that you never knew that you had. I do understand that many people are very scared and they're not confident enough. So if women would focus on becoming more assertive, becoming more confident, knowing their strengths, I'm sure that they could achieve much, much more, because all of us have something special inside of us. All of us have some type of a capability and something to offer to others, and something that is of our personal interest. I think that figuring out what that personal interest is to you is key, because we as women, especially, I have seen, will not want to pursue something that is not aligned with our values and with our interests. So that's one of the key things that I would tell women: take time, figure out what it is that is of interest to you, what it is that are your core values, and do things that are aligned with this. And then you will have the inner motivation to go after something. Because if you choose to do a job that will be well paid, that will offer you all type of extras and bonuses, but you're doing something that's not of interest to you, that's not aligned with you, it will make you demotivated. You can become stagnant in terms of your growth, and you will not want to do it. That's when you can face burnout. That's when you can face even depression. And so doing things that are of interest to you, that you love doing and that you enjoy, are super important. Once you do know what you want to do, it's important to figure out what your strengths are. as a woman. Figure out what your strengths are as a professional. Find out what kind of competencies you have, what kind of competencies you need to build, what kind of things you need to learn, whether it's signing up for university, whether it's courses. They offer free courses nowadays. You can get scholarships. Try and figure out what you need to do. And I'm sure that it may take, hell of a ride to do it. It may take a lot of time, but if you really want to, and if you keep your eye on the ball, and if you know what it is that you need to do, you can do it. If you just push, 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 and try to get it achieved. Another thing that women are scared of is, for sure, the discrimination that they might find in some places. Some places might be more prone to having men work in certain roles. So trying to go and, applying to different jobs that may not seem as such a female-friendly role sometimes, if that's what you want, and not being scared to do so is very important also. Another thing that I have seen is where women will really get scared by family members or friends and societal norms, where they say, well, how can you go to work? You must take care of your children. You must take care of your home. And I do understand that the pressure is real for some of those women. And some of them cannot even imagine doing both, taking care of their home, taking care of their children, having a career. It just seems like such a heap on your plate to manage. And it is a lot. It is a lot of work, and it will make you tired. But it definitely is worth it if it's something that you want, because having a career for yourself and being able to know that you are competent, achieve success yourself, and say, wow, I have done this. I have achieved this because I am determined. I am competent. I do know how to do things, is really worthwhile. Achieving financial freedom is something that some women could never imagine, and they will have a ton of obstacles in their way, and they'll always say, well, I can't because of this, I can't because of this. They'll have a ton of excuses. But if there is something that you really want, you really desire, or you really need, because some women need financial freedom, most women need financial freedom, then that is something that, with a coach, for example, or with a mentor, or by reading up online, you can figure out how you can achieve this. Also, understanding that having somebody by you that supports you, that really believes you, makes all the difference. It doesn't matter if it's a relative, if it's a friend, if it's somebody that believes in you and is far away, or anybody that will support you and say, yes, you can, yes, you really can, you are competent, I see you want to do this, you can do it, will really give you the wings that you need to fly. And do not underestimate this. So if you want to pursue a professional career, it is super important to remember that you have to have an environment that is healthy for you to do so. You need to have people that will uplift you, that will be positive, that will be there for you when you have any kind of challenges. You don't want people that are negative around, saying, like, what are you talking about? Like, this is ridiculous. Nobody does this. Or, how could you ever achieve this? You don't have this or that. Some people will say, well, you don't have this kind of a degree. How could you even imagine trying to pursue this? Or some people will say, like, you don't have the time. When are you going to do this? You know what? I will tell you, you are very smart, you're a competent woman, you can make the time, you can figure out when to do things. I truly believe that when there is a will, there is a way. If you want to make something happen for you, you will figure out a way. And don't give up. I know that there are tons of women that are feeling unfulfilled, unhappy, in roles that don't suit them, that don't fulfill them, that they can do quite well. But unless you're feeling fulfilled, then there will always be this lack. And I know that some women can feel super happy being a homemaker, taking care of children, but they also want to pursue a professional career, and it doesn't make either one better or worse. And no matter if you do choose this or that, or if you choose both, it's just your choice. There's no judgment there. But definitely try to figure out what the steps are that you need to take. Try to have somebody that can help you write a CV. Try to have somebody that will help you think of the questions that you need to answer when you go in for a job interview. Try and figure out if, well, maybe you don't want to work for somebody, maybe you want to work for yourself. Have a great tax advisor, have a great legal advisor, have people there that will, support you, an accountant. You need to think of these kind of things while creating a professional career for yourself, because everybody needs this kind of support. And also, I would say that some women have this stereotype in their head, have this thing that they saw in their childhood where one of the males would go to work, and that would be so fixed in their mind that it's just, okay, the man goes to work and the woman stays home. But they have this urge to, pursue a career, but they think, no, but I'm just going to stay in my lane. I'm going to stay at home because that's what I've seen. But if you really do want to pursue both family life that is fulfilling and a career that is fulfilling, you really can do so. Of course, if you want to give it your all, and if you want to be a great homemaker, you want to be a great working professional, you do need to understand that you need to figure out the logistics of time and also energy management, because it takes energy to do both, and it takes a lot of energy to do both. If you want to be a great professional, then you need to understand, if you are balancing it with having a home and family, that probably that's going to be your priority, to take care of your home and your family. And so you will need to find how to mold that around. Or if you have, the possibility, or the kids are already big enough, then you can focus more on your career and try to figure things around that also. You need to find out what obstacles you're going to be facing and how you can overcome those. And having somebody to speak with is so, so, so important. Although, yes, we are great visionaries. We have a great imagination. We have extreme determination, commitment. We can be very loyal to what we want. But if we do not have support, and if we do not have somebody to talk with about what we want, then we will feel a great emotional burden sometimes. And we will also tend to feel a bit more helpless and like we're doing things alone. And when we find somebody that we can talk with about what we want to do and how we're going to do it, then we can really feel uplifted and feel like there is somebody that believes in us, as I have said, that is so important, and somebody that can help you figure things out of how you want to get things done. I do understand that some women are also scared of harassment that they might face in a workplace, and that is something not to be taken lightly at all. For sure, this is something that must be spoken about. You cannot keep silent about it. I think that keeping silent about things like that is just enabling things like that. Don't stay silent about that. If you're facing any kind of harassment, and find another place that you can work. Don't give up on everything completely. I know that it can be extremely traumatizing, as I have also been sexually harassed in the past, but don't give up, and do get the therapy that you need. Another thing that I do understand differs for men and women in the workplace is that there is a natural assumption that women will be less committed than men, because women might have other things to do. That for men, the general focus is their career, their work, and that women have, a full list of other things to do. But I do know that we as women can be extremely committed. We can do whatever we want. It's just about time management, energy management, logistics, as I have said, if you want, you can really arrange anything in such a way that it will suit you. For example, one day, if you need to do XYZ, do that, and the rest push for another day. Don't overload yourself with a ton of stuff one day. I've learned that sometimes when I tell myself I need to do too many things in one day, I can feel really overwhelmed and it can decrease my motivation. And I do know that when others also put less things to do and they do things step by step, they will be having greater confidence because they think, okay, it's actually going to not be such, a burden to get this done. It's not going to be so difficult. I can actually accomplish this. So try and space things out, be realistic, but also sometimes, I know personally I had to tough some things out, learning at night, getting work done late at night when everybody else is asleep, is important. Sometimes you just need to do what you got to do, but it's not always going to be like that. And it's for both men and women the same. We all need to, put in extra work if we have something difficult and we want to be committed to achieving a certain goal. And another thing that I would say is that women tend to put other things in front of their career. And I'm not talking about children now because children are a different topic. Children need us, like they cannot depend on themselves. They cannot feed themselves. You either need them to have somebody help out and take care of them, or you need to be there for them. But I'm talking about other things, such as a relationship, for example. Some women will say, okay, I want to be in this relationship. I'm really committed and everything. And then they will try to, snip parts of their career off so that they can kind of go after following what they expect their man would want. They try to serve him more. They try to kind of take away from themselves to give to their man. And I would say definitely I have seen that women will learn with time that actually men really do respect women that care about their own needs also. But I will say that I have also learned that it is important for both sides as a partnership to respect each other and to both be able to say, okay, you need this, so I'll cut back on this. You need this, I'll cut back on this. So supporting each other and being there for each other is super important. And being this kind of a dream team or dream couple is really very easy to accomplish once you get the mindset right. So I have learned that women that will make themselves smaller or kind of change the way that they do things in their life for their men will later regret it. So ladies, really do appreciate your relationship. And yes, obviously sometimes you do need to change some things, or you need to be able to compromise or cut back on some things, but that goes both ways, definitely. And another thing is, if women face a big gap in pay because of gender, they'll be much less motivated. So finding out those things before you pursue a certain career or certain job, knowing what you can expect, knowing what the differences are, is very important. Speaking with people and trying to find things that are fair to you. And as I've said, for some women, if you don't find what you need, you got to create what you need. Sometimes you have to be your own hero. Sometimes you have to create a job opportunity, a business, network, speak with people, come up with different projects and do things in such a way that you can make your opportunity happen. And sometimes, yes, it is impossible for there to be equal pay, which is not fair, and I hope that it will improve with time. But don't just give in to something because you see it's that way and you think, okay, I must comply with that. you can create different opportunities for yourself. Another thing that I know that some women don't enjoy is when it comes to pursuing a professional career, they think, okay, well, once I start that, then I just need to focus on that. And, you know, I'm not going to be planning having kids then. So it's just completely giving myself to my career. And I have heard women say that, okay, they plan that and then they get pregnant and then they get stressed. And so also with a coach, you can find out how to balance that, how to juggle that, how to overcome certain challenges in such situations. And I know that many women in such situations have become very happy and created just circumstances for themselves to be enjoying both motherhood and their professional career. And I would say that don't be scared of pursuing a professional career. That's number one. The number one thing is fear when women think of pursuing a career. So be confident and be assertive, and don't be afraid to be assertive. So many women face such a fear. They're like, okay, if I'm going to be assertive or if I'm going to behave like a CEO, people are going to think I'm mean. Or people think if I'm going to be assertive, that's not going to be really going with who I am. I'm not really that kind of a person and stuff. And I did actually coach somebody who thought that they do want to be a CEO, but they said that they don't exactly think of themselves as a CEO. And so we went through what she thinks a CEO is and what kind of traits a CEO has. And then we went through what traits she thinks she has. And we found out that actually she does have a lot of traits that are similar to what she thinks a CEO has. We also did a perspective exercise in which we said, okay, so if you were somebody else, not yourself, and you were looking at the CEO behaving this kind of a way, what would you think about it? And she actually came to a conclusion that it's not such a bad thing to behave in such a way, and that it actually just requires for her to be much more comfortable in her skin, to be much more confident, and that she really does embody this kind of a person that is a boss, that is a female boss. I do know that I was going to have time for questions also after my speech. So if anybody has any questions, please let me know.
Hi, Amy.
Hi.
Hi. Very good insights, and I must say that you spoke really well on this topic, which is a very important topic in a woman's life, the professional success. My question to you is, since you're a professional life coach, what type of, when you get clients, what type of challenges they generally come up with in regards to your topic?
Okay, so many times women will think, do they have what it takes? That's number one. And the second thing is time management, because many women think they've got this and this going on. Usually it's home and family and kids. And they think, well, when am I going to do this? When am I going to pursue this in my career? So those, I would say, are the top two things. And when you work through building the confidence in the woman, in her capabilities, in her possibility to manage her time, then they actually see they can achieve it. Because if you think about all the things that a woman needs to do, for example, around a child, somehow we have this inner motivation and drive to figure everything out. Like we can stand on our heads and juggle with our feet if need be. We will figure it out. And when it comes to our careers, our professional careers, some women just lack the motivation and the confidence to be able to figure out what it takes to accomplish it.
Okay, thank you.
Um,